All right, so now we're going to transition into our thoughts about the Kansas City and Baltimore trade, where Kansas City received Orlando Brown Jr. He was a right tackle for the Ravens, played left tackle this season with Ronnie Stanley's injury, and refused to go back to the right side because he played so well, and he just preferred not to. So Chiefs receive Orlando Brown Jr., the second round pick 58 in the 2021 draft, so this draft, and a sixth next year. The Ravens are going to receive the first from the Chiefs this year, so pick 31, third from this year, pick 94, fourth from this year, pick 136, and a fifth round selection in the 2022 draft. So let's start with Dan. Dan, what are your thoughts about this trade? Who do you think won? Is there any part of this trade that maybe you thought was unfair? Or what do you think?
Coming into it, I originally thought Chiefs won this trade. I still do, but just looking on paper, a first, third, and fourth, and a fifth for a second and a sixth. That evens it out a little bit more for me. I still think the Chiefs, they really need an alignment, and this is a great one to pick up. So I do have to give the slight edge to them. They lost both of their main tackles this offseason. This should help them a lot. I don't think they're gonna take any steps back, to be honest, from the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is the worst you can see from an O-line. So any help they get is good help.
I think the Chiefs fucking rinsed and washed the Ravens on this trade just a little bit. To me, a second round pick has a lot of value in it. So 2 second round picks is still really nice. You're still getting probably 1, if not 2 starters, depending on how your scouting does. Yeah, you get a first. Pick 31. It's like a high second round pick. But Orlando Brown Jr. is like a top 5 player if you go to draft him, and if he plays that well, he's gonna play that well. That's a top 5 player right there. You're gonna draft. The third and the fourth. The third's kind of low, or in the middle of the pack, and the fourth is low, and then a fifth. It's a fifth. So, but I think the Chiefs absolutely got a great trade on this. It's a great offensive tackle to have. They can draft more tackles if they need to, or more offensive line help. And they didn't jeopardize their future draft too much at all. It's not like they traded away like another first for next year or a second round pick next year or something like that. So it's just this year, it hits next year, Orlando Brown Jr. with no other consequences.
I'm actually going to agree with Adam here on this one. It's weird from the Ravens standpoint because he said, if I'm not left tackle, I'm not playing. So obviously you're going to have to get rid of him somehow. So did the Ravens receive all that they wanted, all that they could have got for him? Probably not. But I just think offensive line is so important for what they want to do. They are a run-first team. They need all their linemen to be solid, open up holes for Lamar, Dobbins, whoever else is in the backfield. So I think losing in my opinion, could be top 5 tackle. It's going to hurt. It's going to be a downgrade. And are you going to be able to fill that hole with the 31st pick? I say no. Because I think Orlando Brown, is he better than Sewell? Well, we'll see. Is he better than Vera Tucker? Right now, no. So I think the Chiefs made a good choice here. It was kind of like the trade last year with the Colts and the 49ers, and the Colts got Buckner, and the 49ers received a first-round pick who they turned into a rookie defensive tackle. 49ers saved a lot of cap room, but is he a good player? We'll see. But Buckner is an all-pro, or should have been an all-pro. So I agree with Adam. Having 2 second-round picks is going to be very helpful. Chiefs can pick up another tackle and then help their defense. And I agree. They only gave up their 5th next year, but they received a 6th back for the next year's draft. So it's really like they, didn't lose much in terms of future draft capital. So I believe that the Chiefs did win this trade.
When you're a team that's that good and you're able to fleece a player for that little without jeopardizing anything in the future, I don't think his contract's even that bad, even though they still find a way with money laundering or something like that. You never know. But yeah, like, how do you not grade this trade overwhelmingly for the Chiefs when you just went to the Super Bowl, you traded away some picks, and you got an all-pro tackle?
Yeah.
Crazy on the Ravens' part for them not to try to make it work. To see if Ronnie Stanley can move, or you throw him a freaking bonus or something like that. You give him some more money so he'll stay.
The only reason why I don't have this as like just absolute trade rape is it is a 58th pick. It's not like a high second round pick. It's basically a third. So
No.
that's what's up.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, like I do have it in Chiefs' favor, like probably 80%, but probably 75. But it's when I first heard this, I didn't. You just heard second round pick, so you kind of assume like 40ish. But 58 kind of turned me off a little bit, but it's still better for the Chiefs.
Yeah. And another problem could be for the Chiefs now. I'm just thinking about it. If they don't have the cap room to re-sign Brown, who has maybe a year or two left on his contract, then this was a complete loss, a complete fleece for the Ravens. They absolutely just stole from the Chiefs, because I think the Ravens thing was like they might not even have the cap to extend Brown, and they just want to play all on top of that, so get him off the team. But I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe Mahomes takes a contract lowering.
And let's say he has 2 years left on his contract, and then they win another Super Bowl though, and it's because the old line plays so much better. Then I say you giving up a 31-94, 136, and like a 220, 250 something in the 5th round, something like that. But you still get a Super Bowl out of it because your offensive lineman played better. Worth it every time. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Feels right. It feels right.